Alright guys, after I said about me getting on the mend, but it's been a bad time, I just thought I'd come on. I've just had an Italian toast and some oranges to try and get some food in my stomach. But I just thought I'd come on and reiterate really where I see bronchiectasis going, what the agenda is and what the plan is, certainly for the UK. I've come to the conclusion over 8 years period I've seen no advances in anything to do with bronchiectasis. That's medication, that's specialists, that's advancement in GP knowledge. I've seen nothing to make me think any different or have any encouragement, that things are going to come our way and we're going to get a little bit of luck or something. If anything, it's going backwards. I'm really concerned that Salford Royal only has one bronchiectasis specialist, especially now the numbers are on the rise and there's 1.5 million with the disease in the UK reported in 2018, and there's only one bronchiectasis specialist in Salford Royal. So when we look at that numbers and then we look at specialists in the department of bronchiectasis, that's quite worrying, it's quite alarming. The fact is there's really no help in, out of appointments, there is nowhere to turn to. They put on support groups and it's nothing but what its name is called, support group. It seems that when you rely on something outside of an appointment, outside of accident emergency, outside of a GP, like a company or should I say a specialist team called CAST, do you find out bronchiectasis isn't in it? So when you're looking at it all from the bottom to the top, you can see where it's going. There's no help from the medical side of things. There's support groups, like I've said in the past, that's tea and biscuits. It's not support group we're looking for. We're looking for help in the community that we're not getting. And I think that's what it boils down to. We're not getting the help in the community. And what I mean by in the community is at home, when we're not feeling well, any nurses coming out in the community, the only nurses that come out are as if you need IV antibiotics or oxygen. But like I say, it's a wide spectrum condition, bronchiectasis, and my main problem is the infection side, not responding to treatments, antibiotics, that kind of thing. So there's no help whatsoever in the community. So what you're seeing, what seems to be the case is you're falling on deaf ears. We're telling them, look, there's nothing in the community, yet they're telling you go to a bronchiectasis support group that's on maybe once a month, twice a month, that kind of thing. But we're not looking for support group. We're not looking for sympathy. We're not looking for a shoulder to cry on. We need help in the community when we're not well. And I'm not saying every bronchiectasis patient needs it, but there should be something there in times of need. I think that's what it boils down to, in times of need, in times of vulnerability, and it's just not there. It's quite alarming. I see it as in the next 2 years, guys. I just see it being nothing. To the point, I would say we may not even be able to attend chest clinics anymore. It might be just like a routine check once a year. This is where I see it going. And I don't know what we can do about it, really, guys. I don't know what we can do about it. I mean, I set an awareness group up, did a few ribbons, did a few guidelines to bronchiectasis, but that's just scratching the surface, guys, what's really going on. They are really turning a blind eye to bronchiectasis now. I think there's a whole agenda behind it. I think there's a massive agenda behind it. There's too many people being clinically diagnosed with bronchiectasis now. They just can't cope with the demand. They are trying to just brush it off as a manageable condition. They haven't even included it in the COPD umbrella, which I thought they did. I thought bronchiectasis was under the umbrella until I'm getting told it's not. It's things like emphysema. I can't remember what she told me. She told me a few other conditions. So it really is, like I've said in other videos, bottom spectrum. Even though it shouldn't be, it is bottom spectrum of any lung conditions out there. It's just shocking, Like I say, there's not much we can do really, guys. I feel like it's failing. I don't mean my awareness group. I feel like bronchiectasis on the whole is failing right now. The specialists aren't doing nothing. They are not bothered as long as they're getting a paycheck, in my opinion. I think many would share the same beliefs. They're not interested. They haven't once spoke out for us. You know, when I look at it, the future's looking quite bleak. It's looking really bad. You know, like I say, I've done everything. I've chased telephone calls up, spoke to them, I spoke to specialists telling them we're not happy, yet it goes through one ear and out the other. And it's sad to think that all the hard work we've done, you know, and there's going to be other groups, awareness groups like us, you know, we've tried and probably failed in the past as well. There's not much we can do. There's not much more we can do, really. It's going to take, I don't know what it's going to take. It's going to take, like I stated before, it's going to take massive exposure, really massive exposure. It'll take someone to be really, really famous, yeah? Really, really famous, like the Beckhams, like Ronaldo, someone like that. To have a family member with it, to see the real side of bronchiectasis, to the point where it will get the awareness it needs. Do you know, that kind of thing? It's going to need something like that. But shocking. It's shocking, guys. We're not getting anywhere. It is a very lonely condition. It is frowned upon, not very seriously, and it's frowned upon that there's nothing really going on with you. You can't really see it, so what can we do? You can't really see it. You look well to me. You know, it's that kind of thing. So I'm gonna go. I think I've touched on most of the things I wanted to touch on. All I can say is, guys, is research, because these people who are there to help us ain't doing it. They clearly ain't doing it. In times of need, you need someone to depend on. You're not going to get it. Unfortunately, you're not going to get it. The help we need isn't there. It's never been there, and in my opinion, it'll never be there. 8 years, 10 years down the line, it is still in the dinosaur years. It is still the same. You know, it's still the same. Go and see them. Routine checkup, goodbye. What a lovely job to be a bronchiectasis specialist. I wish I went and studied it. Because it would be a walk in the park, really. A walk in the park, that job. I'd probably offer a lot more than half these specialists would as well, which is a crying shame. Like I say, I'm going to go, but the future isn't good. It's going backwards. It is. You're not going to get any help from the welfare system. I believe they're going to abolish bronchiectasis being, you know, a condition you can claim for as well. It's just an uphill struggle, guys. It's an uphill struggle from the top to the bottom. And like I say, we're not looking for support group. We're looking for support in the community, and we're not going to get it. So all I recommend is find a good place where you can speak to people. Maybe you have to make your own support group, because the ones that are currently on is just It's just someone speaking who knows nothing about bronchiectasis, expecting everyone to be quiet like myself, who have the disease, and listen to someone who knows nothing about it. That is not a support group. That is filling up. That is filling the gaps, looking like you're doing something for bronchiectasis. It's absolutely filling the gaps, and you ain't doing nothing. You ain't doing nothing, and that's wasted money, in my opinion. If you're going to get a speaker that knows nothing about bronchiectasis into a bronchiectasis support group, it is time consuming, wasting vital resources in bronchiectasis, and filling gaps. So I don't know, guys. It's a losing battle, and let's hope that someone like myself, someone else with a similar mindset of mine, that is doing some kind of research, is trying to push for a better tomorrow with bronchiectasis, actually steps on the right stones and turns it from stone to gold overnight, and somewhere down the line we get somewhere with this. But the future's looking grim, I'm afraid. See you later, guys.